Have you ever asked yourself a question? If God is all-powerful, why would he choose to suffer? Why would the creator of the universe allow himself to be mocked, beaten, and crucified by his own creation? What kind of love would endure betrayal, humiliation, and death for the sake of those who rejected him? 2,000 years ago, outside the city of Jerusalem, a moment happened that changed the destiny of humanity forever. A moment of unimaginable suffering, but also a moment of unimaginable love. This is the mystery of love on the cross. And by the end of this story, you may begin to understand why the cross is not only a symbol of pain, but the greatest revelation of God's love for humanity. In the teaching of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, the cross stands at the center of salvation history. It reveals the depth of divine love, a love willing to sacrifice everything in order to restore humanity. The Gospel of John reveals the heart of this mystery when it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." John chapter 3, verse 16. These words reveal that the coming suffering of Christ was not an accident. It was the ultimate act of love. The story moves to a quiet garden at night. Jesus kneels in prayer. He knows what lies ahead: the betrayal, the suffering, the cross. The Gospel of Matthew records his words, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death." Matthew chapter 26, verse 38. In this moment we see the mystery of Christ's nature. He is truly God, yet he has taken on true humanity. As man, he feels sorrow and pain. Yet in obedience to the Father, he accepts the path of sacrifice. He prays again, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Matthew chapter 26, verse 39. The journey toward the cross has begun. Soon the silence of the garden is broken. Torches appear in the darkness. Soldiers approach. At their head walks Judas, one of Christ's own disciples. He steps forward and greets Jesus with a kiss, a sign of friendship turned into betrayal. Yet Christ answers with unexpected mercy. "Friend, why have you come?" Matthew chapter 26, verse 50. Even at the moment of betrayal, Christ does not respond with anger, because the cross is not about revenge, it is about redemption. Christ is then taken before the authorities. He is accused falsely. He is mocked. He is beaten. Yet centuries earlier, the prophet had already spoken of this moment. In the book of Isaiah, the prophecy says, "He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief." Isaiah chapter 53, verse 3, and the prophecy continues, "He was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities." Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5. According to the teaching preserved within the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, these words point clearly to Christ. His suffering carried the burden of human sin. Every act of injustice, every act of hatred, every moment humanity turned away from God, all of it placed upon him. The soldiers continue their cruelty. Christ is scourged and humiliated. The wounds on his body grow deeper, yet he remains silent, because each wound becomes part of the sacrifice offered for the salvation of the world. Soon the cross is placed upon his shoulders. The weight is immense. His body is already weakened by suffering. Step by step, he walks through the streets toward the hill called Golghotha, the place of the skull. Along the way, a man named Simon is forced to help carry the cross. This moment reminds believers of Christ's words spoken earlier in his ministry. "Whoever desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. The cross is not only Christ's path, it becomes the path of every believer who chooses to follow him. Finally, they arrive at Golgotha. The soldiers stretch Christ's arms upon the cross. Nails pierce his hands and his feet. The cross is lifted up before the world. The suffering is beyond imagination. Yet in the middle of this pain, Christ speaks words that reveal the true meaning of the cross. The Gospel of Luke records his prayer, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." Luke chapter 23, verse 34. Even while suffering, Christ offers forgiveness. This is the love revealed on the cross, a love stronger than hatred, a love stronger than violence, a love stronger than death. Beside him hang two criminals. One mocks him, but the other looks at Christ and recognizes something extraordinary. He sees innocence, he sees mercy, and he says, "Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Luke chapter 23, verse 42. Christ answers with words of hope. "Today you will be with me in paradise." Luke chapter 23, verse 43. Even in the final moments of life, divine mercy remains open. As the hours pass, darkness covers the land. The moment of sacrifice reaches its climax. Christ speaks his final words. "It is finished." John chapter 19, verse 30. These words do not mean defeat. They mean victory. The mission of salvation is complete. Through the cross, Christ defeats the power of sin. Through the cross, he defeats death itself. The cross, once an instrument of execution, becomes the greatest symbol of divine love. The Apostle Paul later explains this mystery when he writes, "God demonstrates his own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Romans chapter 5, verse 8. This is the meaning of love on the cross. The Creator suffered for his creation. The innocent died for the guilty. And through that sacrifice, the door of salvation was opened to the world. So when you look at the cross, what do you see? Do you see suffering, or do you see love? Because on that hill outside Jerusalem, something extraordinary happened. The instrument of death became the symbol of eternal life, and the suffering of one man revealed the limitless love of God. This is the mystery of love on the cross.